What up here? What up? All right, so you've been here enough. You know the drill. We're going to play a couple games, and we're going to talk about where we think you can improve. I got some homies over. They're visiting. There's also a dog meeting behind us, so it's a little hectic. But sweet, we got a live studio audience. What's up, y'all? All right, let's play some games.
This is our nerd room. It's a nice room. So this is like the casting couch.
I got focus. All right, y'all. Woo!
Oh, sorry. Let me try shutting the stream off.
Okay, it's actually not too bad. It is not actually at 9 frames, but we'll
Sure.
yeah. One thing that helps too, is that if you end up in a match where the lag gets super bad because of a lag spike, it'll often take over a minute to reset. So online, it's often worthwhile to just remake the match instead. But yeah,
We played on PS4 and it was only like about 5.
yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. If not, good luck reacting to Chip teleports in 10 frames of lag. Alright, this is good. How long have you been playing?
Since it came out.
Consistently or nah?
No, not consistent at all.
Yeah. Nice. Woo! That sucks. Dang, it's a party in here right now. Okay.
Let's rock.
Me too. What the fuck is that shit?
Nice. Good. Yeah. Use that double air dash a lot.
Sure.
It's the one thing that like everyone is gonna have to remember how to deal with if they haven't played against a Dizzy or Amelia in a while. Were you trying to throw there, or were you trying to get that?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
It was just failed throw the miss.
Do you know how to faultless defend break?
Yes.
Okay. Were you trying to do that, or were you just trying to throw?
I was just trying. I'll be honest. I was just trying to throw.
Yeah. So if you're running, honestly, like always FD break if you want that throw.
Sure.
Bye, Frankie.
Let's rock.
Nice. What fighting games do you play besides Guilty Gear? Or like, what's your background?
Blaze Blue. I play a little bit of everything, but mostly just Blaze Blue.
Okay. There you go. Yeah, you held on to that burst just a little too long.
Yeah.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Woo! Nice. There you go.
Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking.
Nice.
Benefit of vanishing like that.
Duel.
It freaks people out. People do stupid shit.
Yeah, at least most people don't block the next move.
Yep. Well, there's two kinds of people. Some people just do anything.
Yeah.
The other people just block. So you want to figure out what kind of person they are?
I feel like when they don't block, they're like maybe in a bad position.
Yeah.
That's what they're
Sometimes, or they're just freaking out. Because if you make him, if you touch him when he's invisible, then he loses it. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Nice.
That's good answer.
All right, let's hop back into the room for a minute.
Sure.
Good games, man.
Glasses?
Good
Who,
game.
Chip? Yeah, Chip has reading glasses. So first off, was there anything that stood out to you as something that either went like fairly well for you in that match or fairly poorly? One of each, preferably.
I guess one of each. So I guess fairly well is that if I did manage to get a hit sometimes, I feel like I was able to do what I kind of set out to do, but
Yeah.
at the same time, especially in I think it was like the second round when you were kind of just standing there waiting for me to, do something. I guess like I was trying to grab you and I wasn't really doing that correctly. I think the biggest weakness I have is that I kind of go flowcharty,
Sure.
and I'm sure that she recognized that pretty quickly.
Okay, that's a good starting point. So, overall, like to start with, this matchup is hard for Dizzy,
Yeah.
right? It's hard for all kinds of reasons. You can't rely on most of the tools you rely on against other people. That said, I was trying not to use teleport as much, mostly to get a sense of like how you were in neutral and stuff like that. There's a couple things that stood out to me as like I think general things you want to focus on, right? So one is in neutral you are pretty tentative, right?
Yeah.
It's important to be able to just like to know how to or to feel comfortable just wilding out on somebody in this game. And turning up the volume and really like going in and staying in, right? Now Dizzy is not that character all the time, but in general, I think for everyone, there needs to be a certain level of like, if you don't see me doing anything, if you see me staying in place, if you see me kind of obviously waiting for you to make the next move, doing something just like run up in a fast button like Dizzy's stand kick or whatever is something that you just want to get in the habit of, and being willing to do that. You started doing that a little bit with your air dash, but it wasn't that frequent. And so what it felt like you were constantly waiting to either like counter poke me or anti-air me, so that you could get a knockdown and then get the momentum. And that makes sense to me in general because I think Dizzy's mostly going to be fighting on the defensive early on in neutral, but there was a little bit too much respect, and if you don't keep the pace fast, or make me worried, if you give me all the time in the world to think, then I get to be super comfortable just in general as Chip, and I think in this matchup. So like even like running in and pressing buttons, even if you get it wrong, I think is better than sitting there and blocking. You started to deal with that a little bit with stuff like run up throw. That was good. I would want to see more of that. The second thing I noticed that you could work on, and it's a very simple fix, when you got knocked down, you'd like push me to the corner, you do your damage, and then you go to the other side of the screen and get your summons. I don't know what Dizzy's like optimal knockdown setup stuff is, but I guarantee you that if you do that to like Chip and probably most of their characters, they'll be grateful. Like, I would much rather have to deal with your summons and you at full screen than deal with you on top of me in the corner. Like, everyone is just so much more dangerous in the corner that I think you really got to find some knockdown setups that you're comfortable doing that are like meaty and keep the pressure on.
Okay.
I sat there and I waited for you to like attack and come in and like make me start to be worried about your offense, and that kind of just never came. That's something that every Guilty Gear character has in their arsenal. So I just like, for you, I think the big thing is just when you get that advantage in neutral, either with a summon or with a knockdown or with a grab or whatever, work on the stuff you have to keep up pressure that keeps you on top of them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I think even though all the characters in Guilty Gear are super different, you'll find that their success patterns are often very similar, right? They need to do something in neutral to win, and it's usually like get a hit or a knockdown or put a projectile on screen and then use that to control the space, right? And then they get the knockdown, and then once they have the knockdown, they get to do their bullshit. And you seemed pretty competent in the neutral, but I was never scared of losing neutral. And as Chip, I should always be scared of losing neutral because it should only take you like 2 or 3 knockdowns to kill me. But I didn't feel a whole lot of that threat there. And I think once you start to be threatening there, then you don't have to win in neutral so many times. You can win in neutral 2 or 3 times. That's enough to take the round, right?
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, get some like I don't know. I kind of think of this stuff as like the fun and easy thing to work on, because all you have to do is like watch some videos of Dizzy players fucking people up and be like, hey, what's the setup? Let me try that out, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Do some of that, and then you'll get a lot scarier elsewhere. Because I've played against really good Dizzies, and when I play against them, I feel like I'm spending so much mental energy worrying about neutral that if I get knocked down once, I start to get scared. Right? So we get you there, and then it's much easier to level up the other parts of the game.
Okay.
Cool. Good luck working on that. I hope I get to see you in future streams because I need more Dizzy practice.
Definitely.
Cool. Thanks for coming by. Let's see if we got the